Hey guys, George here from SwanGaming, and first and foremost, you'll have to forgive the sound of my voice if it sounds a bit croaky or weird. I have just woken up, and in addition to that, my voice has been pretty terrible for the last couple of days, so once again, apologies for that. But I still wanted to make this video anyway, because it's another sort of more philosophical rant-style video. A couple of people actually asked me to do more. I was really surprised when I received that feedback, because, to be honest, excuse me, I was not expecting anyone to watch it. It actually got quite a few views, let alone enjoy it, but quite a few people told me they enjoyed it and said, do more of those if you want to do more of those, and I certainly do want to do more, so I might make it sort of like a weekly thing. It won't be a consistently weekly thing, so there won't be like a day to look out for or anything, but I'll try to do it once every week or two, definitely, if there's something on my mind. And yesterday there was something on my mind as I went to bed. I was talking to a few people through like text and Xbox and stuff, and I asked them what they thought of it, and they definitely agreed with me and said that it would be a good idea for a video, so I thought, what the hell, let's go for it. And sorry if I keep coughing every now and again, but as I said, nursing a sore throat as well as all this other stuff, so the list of problems is quite big of my health issues at the minute. I won't go into detail on that. That's for another day, maybe a Q&A or something, or another video. But nevertheless, the gameplay you're seeing just briefly, once again, not sure what it will be, depending on what I record and what I save and stuff like that is what it'll be. It might be zombies, it might be I really have no clue. So anyway, let's get into it. So what I wanted to talk about today was in general how boys and girls and men and women are treated. Now it's not going to be your typical sort of video on that. I mean, most people would take the side of women and say, women don't get treated equally and all of this, and it's wrong. And to an extent, yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. I think, equal rights is something that everyone's entitled to anyway, and that's something that I'll always strongly believe in. But we're not going to get into that because that covers racism and everything. But this is just sexism in general. And I do genuinely believe that sexism is wrong, because I don't see why a woman shouldn't have the same rights or the same place on this planet that a man does. But what I wanted to talk about was women always taking advantage of that. And girls always taking advantage of that, mostly because I don't know if I suppose women do as well. But things like domestic violence, the violence in the household and stuff, where the man supposedly beats the woman and he's horrible for doing so. Now, what people don't realise is that happens to males just as much, but a lot of it goes unnoticed, or maybe not just as much, but to a big extent it happens. For example, a lot of people get hurt, like a lot of men and males in general, they do actually get beaten by women, and it's quite obviously it's an emasculating thing to have, but it happens out there, and a lot of it goes unnoticed because it's a woman. A woman can get away with it. It's like, for example, if a guy hits a girl, that's it. He's a monster. He's a sick person. He should never even do it. But if a girl hits a guy, why is she all of a sudden the hero? Why is she all of a sudden so brave for doing it? Why is that instantly right when they expect equal rights? If a woman, in my opinion, sorry, once again, you may disagree with this, but if a woman does that to a male, she is in the wrong, because they keep complaining, all females complain that they want to be equal and they want to be treated the same, so why shouldn't we treat them the same? Why should they then get different treatment? Why should they get special treatment when they hit a guy? They should pay the price as well. It's assault. It's the exact same thing. But they get away with it because it's a woman doing it to a man, and that's the way society is, and I talked about that in the last video, society, but I think it's ridiculous. And I also don't understand why, they expect to get away with it when they expect to be treated equally. You've got to make your mind up on what you want, Do you want to be treated equally? And if you do, then stop. Stop acting like you don't want to be treated equally. And it shouldn't be any different. If you want equality, then we need equality. We need equal treatment for everyone, because that's how it should work. That's how society should function. But it's an easy way to get away with it, unfortunately. And actually a girl suggested this to me. I just thought I'd say, so that it's proof that it's not just me that thinks it, because it is just wrong. It's wrong for a guy to... I'm not saying it's not wrong for a guy to hit a girl. That's plain wrong anyway. And it always will be, and it always should be. But it's wrong for a girl to hit a guy as well. It should be just as wrong if they want equality. That's the way I see it. I mean, if you want that simple balance and you want that peace and you want all of that, then don't do it. You have no right to do it. And I think that's just something that really bothers me. And it's another, thing where guys are expected to act a certain way and so are girls. And it ruins everything and how we function and how we do stuff. And unfortunately, that's the way life is, though. That's the way it's going to be because it's the way we're brought up and where we are. I mean, some places, guys still treat women as like objects and stuff, and they're the lesser thing, and they should stay at home and do that sort of stuff. But, I mean, equal rights is something that everyone should have anyway, and I don't really understand why anyone should be denied that, but I don't know. It's something that should just happen, and you shouldn't have to talk about, and I shouldn't have to be sitting here complaining about it. But I actually want to talk a little bit more about death again, just for the last couple of minutes of this commentary. I know I did this last time, but I feel I left some stuff out, some personal stuff. I have never had to experience death to a big extent. I've had pets die, that's about it. I've never had a family member. Well, I have, but I was never close to that family member, so it didn't really affect me a bit. It was just like, that's for a couple of days, it's like, that's a shame and stuff. It's sad, but it never really affected me dramatically. I've been lucky enough up to this point to not have anything, and this has probably jinxed it, which is really bad, but you experience it in life. It's something we all have to go through. Death is a really big part of life. You all experience it. It's an inevitable fate. It's just how you come to terms with it. And everybody grieves differently. Some people become reclusive and quiet. Others are the complete opposite. They like to go wild and stuff. It's just everyone deals with it differently, and you have to respect how they deal with it. Like, if someone, like I've known people who've had people close to them who've died, and I'm obviously not going to name names because that's just horrible, but if you need help dealing with someone like that, and I would just say be understanding. Just no matter how they grieve, just be understanding of it and be respectful of it, and just be there if they need you. Because all you can do, there's only so much you can do to help that. I mean, as I said, just be respectful. So no matter how they grieve, whether it be, whether you don't think it's right or whatever, it's how they're doing it, it's how they're dealing with it, and it's their way of dealing with it. And it's obviously helping them, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. Obviously, if it's something like severely self-harming or killing infidels in the West, then don't do it. Don't let them go to terrorism. That wouldn't be a good suggestion. But I mean, you could easily sort of, just don't let them do that. But if it's something, and it's not hurting them and it's not hurting anyone around them or the environment around them, then just let them do it. Well, maybe if it's hurting the environment around them, I mean, you could let them maybe pull some grass out of the ground or something, if that helps them. But don't let them go to the Amazon and start tearing shit up over there, because we need that. So I've heard anyway. But anyway, I got into a bit more of a less serious thing there. But definitely, just be there for them in general. Just if they ever need anything, make sure you're a call away or a text away or whatever. And just remind them that you're there for them and you're there to help. And in general, time is a great healer of anything. Time is probably the best medicine of anything ever. In my experience, I've known that from being ill and things like that. It always helps. Passing time is the best thing that would have helped, and it will help with grieving as well. Time passes, and that's when they learn to not forget about the person. By all means, you shouldn't forget about them, but they learn to move on and accept it and come to terms with it, which of course isn't an easy thing. And I can't talk like I understand very much, but I can only imagine what they have to go through, and it's a horrible, horrible thing, and it makes me almost sad just talking about it. But you have to realize that death is a beautiful thing. It's an amazing, wonderful thing, as well as how horrible it actually is. I mean, if you think about it, we kind of almost take it for granted, because you get to find out what's on that other side. If there's anything, you don't know, you have your beliefs and stuff, but at the end of the day, none of that matters. What matters is actually there. And for all we know, this could just be the terrible part, and all those people that have committed suicide have got an early access into heaven or whatever. But that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Don't commit suicide, by the way. Suicide is never, ever the answer. Ever. There's always a way out. Just remember that. And suicide is never that way. For the love of God. But anyway, I think I've covered quite a bit in this. I've been going for about 10 minutes now, so that's a decent amount of time. If you've managed to watch this far and you've enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video and comment and subscribe for more. Definitely tell me if you want to see more philosophical stuff, and if you do, tell me like a topic, maybe, suggest a topic. That'd be really good and helpful. Anyway, I've enjoyed from SwanGaming. Thank you guys so much for watching. Apologies for my voice once again, and I'm out. See ya.